Alright, here's a quick video about how to build your place there. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick a exterior wall. Zoom in a little bit. I just randomly drawing things here. I'm not being too particular about dimensions or anything. Alright, there's a porch on one side. I'm just going to select those. I'm going to go up here and copy and then reflect about the center of this space. And that puts it on the other side. Then I'm going to open this wall and this wall. And I'm going to have the pitch 4, upper pitch 8. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, oh, that's okay. I'm going to make that a porch. Make this one a porch. I'm going to build a second floor. I will say make blank plan. You can derive a new second floor, it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna do a blank plan. Say okay, just take all the defaults. So that just gives me a blank plan. Now I can draw in walls if I want to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two walls. I'm going to select this wall and this wall. I'm going to copy those. Go up to the second floor, Control-Alt-V to paste hold position. And so now what I've got looks like that. 2 floors. 2 porches. Okay, so I'm going to go back down to the first floor and I'm going to select these 2 walls and I'm going to change them to gable walls. And we're going to come up here and we're going to build roof planes. Let's see what that does. Change this to 8. And I'm going to click ignore top second floor. Okay, I need to set that, and that. Need to change those to gable walls. Build roof planes. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. There's a basic roof. Go to the roof tab. Make the pitch 4. Upper pitch 8. And from baseline, I'm going to make that about 96. Say OK. And I ought to just leave auto rebuild on. Okay, so there's my really basic shape. Let's see, one thing I'm going to change. I want this break to be closer to over this wall. So I'm going to select that, open them. We'll make this 84 instead of 96. Now you can see the baseline is back over here. Let's see what that looks like. So now that break is on the other side of this wall. So there's the basic shape right there. All your roofs are built. Everything's ready. So what I'm going to do is come back over here. I'll select this roof plane. I'll zoom in. I'm going to click 3 on the keyboard, and I'm going to put a break right there. 3 is the break key. Come over here and do the same thing. 3. Put a break right there. And then I'm just going to drag this roof plane down, and it'll snap right to the outside of that that wall. And then you can see how your walls just pop up automatically. So I'm going to go back over to plan, and Q on the keyboard, that starts drawing a roof plane. Go up to second floor. I'm just going to drag out my roof plane right along the outside edge there, and I'm going to come up. Do that again. I'm going to come up to right there. You see how that snaps right there. I don't have to do anything special. It'll just snap to that line. Over wall top. Say OK. And we'll take a look. You can see the pitch is way high because it's 8. So go back down to the first floor. I'm going to select this roof plane, open it up, and we're going to copy the ridge height. And then close this. Go back up to the second floor, open this. There's a couple of things you can do. Walk baseline height is the default, so I'm just going to leave that. If you don't understand baseline height, you can look that up, but I'm just going to paste that value into the ridgetop height, and then I'll click down here, and you can see that changed the pitch on the roof to 2 3/16. That's pretty low, but that doesn't matter for our demo here. Say OK. I'm going to go ahead and drag this back out, and we'll take a look. So there's your second floor popping through the roof. There's a bunch of different ways you could do this. If I wasn't talking about it, I could do it faster. Now I noticed on your inspiration house, this roof plane right here had a little bump out in it, so I'm going to select that roof plane, click 3 on the keyboard, and put a little break right there, and then I can just drag this out a little bit. I could do the same thing over here. Go back down to the first floor. You can also take these roof planes. I can select this roof plane. I can select any of them that are on the first floor, and I can right click or go up in the in fact, I'm gonna see if I can get it up here so you can see it. I'm gonna click on that roof plane, and then I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna select this where it says display on floor above. That just moves the display of the roof plane up a floor, or you can move it down a floor if you want to. In this case, there is no 0, there's no basement or foundation, so there's no option to move it down, but you could move it up, and that sometimes makes working on them easier. So what I'll do here is I'll just grab a CAD line, snap it to that right there, and draw it out. And then I'm going to see if I can find reflect about object, or reflect about that. And now I can select this roof plane, 3 on the keyboard, pick up that snap, and drag this out like that. So now we've got that little, I don't know if you're going to do this or not, but that's your little bump out. Once you get used to manual roofs, you'll find that there's nothing difficult about them. You just need a little bit of practice. And a lot of the automatic functions, like these dormers that Chief has, are pretty limited. I'm going to use an auto floating dormer because I don't have any. See, it's already giving me problems. Go over here to plan. And make the walls, let's see if 60 inches will do. Yeah. So I can snap that there. And that's about as far as it's going to let me go. It won't let me go over that outside wall. If I do, it throws up an error, so I'll undo that. So there's the dormer I just built right there. Okay, that's the dormer. I can explode it, and that makes it into individual pieces. So I can select this dormer wall, and I can use the center tool. I can center it on that. Do the same thing over here. Center it on that wall. I could have extended, before I exploded it, I could have extended the roof overhang and made that more correct. But that's another way of doing the same thing. When you do a dormer, let me turn off reference display. When you do a dormer, you've got a roof hole. Right here. That's, or is that a roof? No, that's a roof plane. That's your hole. You can see down here at the bottom, roofs openings. So probably what you want to do is pull that over. Of course, you got this crazy thing out here. And again, this is now a manual roof plane. Once you explode it, this is manual. So there's this roof plane, and it's got a hole in the middle of it. And you can sometimes select that hole. It's hard to do most of the time in 3D, but there it is. You can drag that hole up. And you can see there it opens up here. And you can do the same thing with this roof plane that I did over there. You can take this roof plane. You can drag it up right there. Open it. Let's see if I've still got that. I think that's the right value. So there's that side. I'm not going to try to figure out what this thing is. Anyway, that was quick and kind of disjointed, but that ought to get you going.